Welcome to Books and Builds, where I talk about books and build something inspired by that book in The Sims 4. Today, I want to talk about The Mystery Guest by Nita Prose. It's the sequel to The Maid, where the main character, Molly, is unlike her peers. For starters, she loves to clean. She works as a maid at the Regency Grand Hotel. Molly also struggles to read social cues and misunderstands other people's intentions. It's implied but never confirmed that she's neurodivergent, so I have not done the research into that. I don't know if the author is neurodivergent or anything else about the representation in this book, so proceed with caution. Molly's differences have led her into some tricky situations, like in the events of the first book when she found a guest dead in a bed when she was cleaning their room. But I'm not going to talk too much about the first book. I recommend reading it before picking up The Mystery Guest so you know the characters better, but I think people could read this book as a standalone and still enjoy it. The Mystery Guest takes place a few years after the events of The Maid. Molly is now the head maid at the Regency Grand and has taken a shy new employee under her wing, and the new employee's name is Lily. But things get complicated when J.D. Grimthorpe, a famous mystery author, dies in the hotel's tea room just before making an elusive announcement. Foul play is amiss. Who would kill Grimthorpe? The list of suspects is long, and Molly has to prove that her fellow hotel employees are innocent because once again she has to face the police officer who thought she was guilty of the events in the first book. Solving this case forces Molly to re-examine her past because her beloved grandmother used to work for J.D. Grimthorpe, and Molly has a few reasons to dislike the man. I liked The Maid when I read it earlier this year, but the storytelling lacked in some areas. It felt too repetitive and like certain elements were added to pad the book's length. Nita Prose kept what worked in the first book and abandoned aspects that underwhelmed me in the first one as well. I loved seeing Molly's childhood and how she became the person she is today, and I never felt bored. All of the backstory was completely worth it and relevant. I was never asking, why are we doing this? Why are we here? In fact, I genuinely enjoyed the flashbacks and coming up with my own theories about Molly's connection to Grimthorpe. Even if I could see certain plot twists from a mile away, it was still interesting to see things from Molly's perspective because there are so many times that the woman is completely off, and that's just who she is. Now is a great time to talk about this build. For this video, I built my interpretation of the 2-bedroom apartment that Molly shares with her grandmother. And her grandmother passed away a few years ago, but Molly still lives there, and a lot of the flashbacks take place in this apartment. I considered building the Regency Grand Hotel, but it's been so long since I've built anything in The Sims 4, and this was actually my third attempt to build this apartment. So I decided to take it easy, stick with the apartment. Maybe if there's a third book, I will attempt to make the hotel. But I also almost waited for the 4 rent packs release to build this because it's coming up so soon. I think it's next week now. But this apartment in Evergreen Harbor from the Eco Lifestyle pack was perfect. And fun fact, it's actually right next to the apartment I built for a different Books and Builds video for How Can I Help You? Molly and her gran didn't have much because they only lived on her gran's income. But I imagine their home to be cozy and filled with unique pieces from thrift stores. And of course, it's clean and tidy because cleaning is very important to both of them. And right here, I'm finishing up Molly's room. I imagined her with a single bed and a diary on her dresser. And now this is her grand's room, which has a much more traditional look to it. Readers get a deeper look into Molly's grandmother's backstory in this book too. Flora's strength is adapting to different situations. In a few scenes, we see her kindness, tenacity, and even her fragility when the world's cruelty renders her powerless. And believe me, she has many moments where she just has no power. People who want a cozy mystery with every type of character will love The Mystery Guest. If you want a gritty thriller or even a story that will surprise you, this is not that book. Nevertheless, I still enjoyed it. I was along for the ride, and I'm glad I read it. I am currently putting the finishing touches on this build, and I have nothing else to say about the book, so enjoy the rest of the video and also enjoy my poor attempt at giving a first-person tour of the apartment at the very end. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.